Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap, and also please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. Ripple SEP community speculates on upcoming SEC meeting today. Even though the legal struggle between Ripple and the SEC is still ongoing, some analysts anticipate that it will be resolved before the end of the summer. And sexy meeting that took place today has stoked anticipation about an accord that is forthcoming. The value of Ripple's token XRP has been on the rise, and depending on the outcome of the lawsuit, it may subject itself to significant volatility. A favorable decision could set off a bull run, while an unfavorable decision could stand in the way of its progression. Is today more likely to be the big day? Ripple and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission have been engaged in a legal battle for some time now, and there have been numerous developments in this conflict. After more than 3 years had passed, and since the beginning of the process, it began its trial phase in April 2024. During this phase, both parties presented the relevant information and papers and complied with the guidelines the court had established. A resolution has not yet been reached, even though it is currently in its final stage. In a recent statement, the CEO of Ripple said that the two organizations would shake hands very soon, while other analysts were more specific in their forecast. Jeremy Hogan believes that the case might be officially concluded by the end of the summer. However, the American attorney Fred Rispoli claimed that the matter could be officially closed by the 31st of July. Because the Securities and Exchange Commission is holding a closed meeting today, July 25, several users of X thought that an agreement would be announced as soon as this week. It is expected that the agency would debate several topics, some of which include resolution of litigation claims and institution and settlement of administrative proceedings. In the beginning, the gathering was intended to take place on July 18, but it was later moved to today. Other participants in the industry, on the other hand, brought to everyone's attention the fact that the commission frequently holds conferences of a similar nature and that it has not yet addressed the Ripple case. A closed meeting of the SEC occurs. The Securities and Exchange Commission, CRT, will convene a meeting behind closed doors on July 25. The following things are included on the agenda. As stated in the Sunshine Act notice, SECs by professionals to trade the markets. Your capital is exposed to a high amount of risk when you trade derivatives. Therefore, you should only trade with money that you can afford to lose. While it is possible that trading derivatives is not appropriate for all investors, you must make sure you have a complete understanding of the risks involved and seek independent counsel if required. When it comes to the settlement of administrative processes and spread institutions, raw spread accounts are available. Claims that have been litigated are resolved. Other topics concerning the examinations and the processes of the enforcement, speculation over a possible settlement in the SEC VAS. Ripple lawsuit was raised as a result of the Sunshine Act notice. The time of the private encounter may be critical. Judge Analyst Torres is currently weighing the arguments to determine the amount of the fine that Ripple must pay for breaking securities laws in the United States, SEC VS, Ripple. Court documents concerning financial compensation. Judge Analyst Torres issued a ruling in July 2023 stating that Ripple contravened the laws governing securities in the United States by offering unregistered XRP to institutional investors. The Securities and Exchange Commission submitted reasons in March to pursue a penalty of $2 billion and an injunction that would restrict the selling of XRP to institutional investors. Post-complaint, the Securities and Exchange Commission made a significant allegation that Ripple continues to violate US securities laws after the lawsuit was filed in December 2020. Ripple contested the charges made by the SEC in its rebuttal brief, arguing that the sale of XRP after the complaint was by the laws governing securities in the United States. There were several types of XRP sales to institutional investors. Under the regulations governing securities in the United States, sales to authorized investors are exceptions. As a result, the third prong of the Howey test cannot be satisfied by XRP sales that are conducted through on-demand liquidity arrangements. These agreements prevent gains or losses. A penalty of $10 million was also recommended by Ripple in its opposition brief. The company stated that the SEC has never accused it of being irresponsible or fraudulent. Speculation regarding settlements and their implications in April of 2024, the Securities and Exchange Commission submitted a reply brief that was connected to remedies and included the calculations for a penalty floor of $102, 6 cents million for the Ripple case. When compared to the proposed penalty by Ripple, the floor set by the SEC is much higher. According to one interpretation, a penalty of $10 million might also boost scrutiny of the SEC's regulation using an enforcement assault on the digital asset market in the United States. Johnny Deaton, a candidate for the United States Senate in Massachusetts, predicted in November 2023 that Ripple would pay a lower amount than the $150 legal expense it had incurred. Along with this, Deaton took into consideration the perspectives of crypto and non-crypto investors about the SEC case against Ripple. The electorate may be perplexed as to how one can spend hundreds of millions of dollars on legal fees for a relatively little penalty. As a result of Joe Biden's withdrawal from the race for the presidency of the United States, shifting political dynamics and crypto regulation optics become increasingly significant. Kamala Harris, the frontrunner for the Democratic Party, will also compete for the vote in the United States. The news that Kamala Harris was intending to visit the Bitcoin conference to battle Donald Trump for the cryptocurrency vote was reported on Tuesday, July 23 by the wire services. The crypto vote may be important. Coinbase have initiated the Stand with Crypto campaign in 2023 to increase the level of cryptocurrency awareness on Capitol Hill. At that time, 52 million people in the United States possess cryptocurrency. By taking advantage of this opportunity, Kamala Harris has the chance to move away from the anti-crypto establishment. The negative publicity surrounding the SEC's legal battles with cryptocurrency companies would not be beneficial to Harris's chances of winning the election. The CEO of Ripple offers his opinion on recent political events. The chief executive officer of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, made a statement on Wednesday on the cryptocurrency vote, US politics, and Kamala Harris. Vice President Harris is not unfamiliar with Silicon Valley, and he possesses a remarkable opportunity to provide a reset on crucial issues for the competitiveness of the United States, such as the regulation of cryptocurrencies. For the time being, I will have an open mind. However, I do concur with the statement that if she continues to adopt rhetoric that is similar to that of Elizabeth Warren, then she has overestimated the political liability that Gary Gensler poses. In the future, what are the implications for XRP and the cryptocurrency market? This shift in focus on Capitol Hill toward the cryptocurrency vote coincides with the conclusion of the SECVS Ripple lawsuit, which is currently in its final stage. Politicians in the United States may put pressure on Secretary Gensler to stop his assault on the digital asset industry in the United States. The demand for XRP would increase, and a recovery to $1 would be supported by a more bipartisan approach to cryptocurrency. In light of the impending closed meeting of the SEC, investors should maintain vigilance. Keeping up with our most recent news and analysis is essential for effectively managing exposures to XRP and the cryptocurrency market as a whole. To XRP's potential effects on the market last week, the information that has been provided is not intended to be trading advice. There is no responsibility for any investments that are made based on the information that is provided on this page. Before making any decision about investments, we strongly advise conducting independent research and consulting with a knowledgeable professional.